So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on behalf of the Hare Krishna movement, we'd like to welcome the Honourable Ted Baillieu here. Mr. Baillieu, this is our temple here. We've been here for nearly 40 years. We also have a regional centre in Bambram, and where we do a lot of regional work as well. You're the first politician to be here at our temple, so we welcome you. It's an honour, and we both make Ted very welcome. Can you switch on the lights, please? What's the usual way that we greet a person? So first we'll just have your secretary say a few words.
Namaste. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. It's a great pleasure, privilege and honor for me to introduce Mr. Baillieu, a great friend of Victoria's Indian, Hindu and South Asian communities. The Indian temples in Victoria received around 2 million in funding, all delivered under his esteemed leadership. Something that we wouldn't even have dreamt of a few years back. Mr. Baillieu's personal interest in the Hindi language, and only after very strong submission by Mr. Baillieu and the Victorian government, did Hindi get included in the Australian national curriculum. And a bus stop was delivered near Durga Temple, despite it being a totally safe seat out in the western suburbs. And thanks to the support of the coalition government, this year we will have a big Diwali celebration at Ballarat, which is in the regional Victoria, which is on the 23rd of November. The list is pretty long. So thank you, Mr. Baillieu, for everything you have done for the Indian community. I also take this opportunity to thank Mr. Nitin Gupta as well for playing the role of a bridge in between the Victorian Indian community and the Victorian government, and for coordinating numerous visits of Mr. Ted Baillieu to various local Indian events during the last 7 years. Mr. Baillieu was the first opposition leader, the first Premier, and now is the first former Premier to visit a Hindu temple in Victoria. Also, sometime back there was news about another former Premier which had created a lot of buzz and discussions. Mr. Steve Braggs was appointed Australia's Consul General to New York in USA. So, no extra marks for guessing. Given a choice, which former Premier the local Indian community would like to see as Australian High Commissioner to India? Some food for thought. Mr. Ted Baillieu is no stranger to Victoria's Indian and Hindu communities. He has already visited Hindu temples at Rockbank, Camberwell and Carrum Downs in the past. And now it is with great pleasure that I welcome the Honourable Mr. Ted Baillieu to the ISKCON temple in Albert Park. I will now request Mr. Baillieu to share a few words.
Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Hare Rama! Hare Krishna! I have to say, I love coming to Indian, Hindu, South Asian functions. I love coming to the temples. And no matter what I might know of what you do here, or what I might not know what you do here, I know one thing. I can see on the faces at the temples, in particular, the faces of the children, I can see love and happiness and peace and family. And it is the most enriching thing of all. And there are little guys here who will be the big guys in 40 years' time. And in 40 years' time, we'll be here at this temple in whatever form it will be, and no doubt it'll be bigger and better. But I do want to take the opportunity to thank those and congratulate those who put this temple together in the name of Krishna. I think it's now 38 years ago. 38 years ago, I was just 5 years old. I'm just saying if the kids are concentrated. But what a remarkable place it is, what a remarkable place it's become, and it's a tribute to a wonderful community. And in saying that, can I acknowledge Roshan Sharma and Bhakta Das and Anuruddha Das, the temple president, and Amitabh Singh and Darpan Mittal, and acknowledge all of you for your contribution, not just to the Hindu community, to the Indian and South Asian community, and not just to this temple, but to the broader Victorian community. We as our people, as Victorians, should be immensely proud of our multicultural base here. I am, and I will champion multiculturalism in this state at every opportunity. We should be proud because we lead the world in expressing our capacity for diversity, our capacity for love and friendship and caring. And that's what this temple is all about. And I congratulate you most sincerely. And it gives me great pleasure to be here. And I'm here on behalf particularly of the Premier Dennis Napthine, who couldn't be here. But I'm also here because of the affection that I've had for so many years for this community. And I do congratulate you and all the organisers of the Janmastami festival on your hard work in bringing this together. And it's a great tribute to you all. Now, I don't pretend to know all the details of the life and times of Lord Krishna. I'm sure many of you do. And the little guys are on a promise to learn it all from you. But what I do know is Krishna represents so much of what is good in community, good in society, and good in Victoria. A leader, a philosopher, a teacher in his own right, and a source of constant guidance. But Krishna also, of course, is celebrated for his goodness, for his wisdom, his master of scientific knowledge, his altruistic deeds, and his caring nature. And if I can be cheeky for a moment, I think that makes Krishna a really good Victorian. And I trust that's the message that you seem to do. Today we celebrate Lord Krishna's influence on the Indian and Hindu cultural traditions and his importance to followers all around the world. And we also recognise the outstanding service of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And ISKCON has done a remarkable job over many years since its first foundation. And it's carried the message of Hinduism across the world and are the fastest growing religion in the world, and one with a very simple message of peace and calm and happiness. Yeah. And in doing that, I do want you to recognise that you are reaching out to multicultural Victoria. You're sending a message of leadership. You are sending that message of love and peace to all sorts of communities. And I'm sure you, like me, read the newspapers, watch the television, and see other parts of the world where things aren't as happy and aren't as fortunate as we are, we should be very grateful for what we have here and grateful for the leadership that every community shows, and particularly tonight here. There's a simple, generous way in which the Krishna movement touches the lives of many of the most needy in our state. And I thank ISKCON and this temple for the work they do in providing so much sustenance for needy members of our community, and don't ever underestimate the significance of that. A mere mouthful can provide the love and sustenance of a lifetime, and this temple dispenses that sustenance on a daily basis. So on behalf of the Victorian Government, on behalf of myself, can I thank you for everything you do? Thank you for inviting me here. I feel quite humble to be the first Premier, or in fact the first former Premier, let's get technical about it, to have been here. And I'm honoured that I've been invited, and I'm very proud to have been able to come. Can I again thank ISKCON Melbourne for the work they do. I look forward to joining with you many times in the future and to this community flourishing. I extend my best wishes to the Hindu community in Victoria, and can I simply say again, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
We are honoured that Ted is here tonight, and we have a little present of appreciation. Mr. Baillieu is a very great patron of the arts here in Victoria. Just move that little child up out of the way. And one of the things that we would like to present to you, Ted, is a very beautiful book of Indian paintings. It's called The Art of Krishna. That's that one. It's a coffee table book, and we hope that you and your wife will enjoy it. There's also a Bhagavad Gita, which is the Bible for Krishna conscious people, and I'm sure that you will get a great solace out of that. And also it has great meaning for leaders of this world, and you are certainly one of those leaders that we aspire to and look up to. We really appreciate that. We have one other small present, and this is for your wife. And this is a famous cookbook by our chef Korma. And we hope that you will try some of the vegetarian dishes. Thank you very much, Steve.
Can I again say thank you very much. My wife was going to be with us tonight, but she's terribly sick. She's got that bug that's going around Melbourne, so on her behalf, thank you very much, and I look forward to it. I said to the team as I arrived, I've just come from another function where I was opening the new offices of the industry group that represents all the vegetable growers in Australia. And I said to them as I left, I've come from the growers to the consumers. From the vegetable industry to the vegetable eaters, and thank you very much. I love what you do. Thank you.